Hello? Can you hear me? Great, awesome. All right, thank you everyone for being here with me. Good evening to everyone. I would like to welcome you to the new position on NAWA series called For Students in Poland. You have probably noticed the name of the seminar. It's usually Ready, Study, Go Poland, which is the also website go-poland.pl, where you can find us international students a lot of information about studies in Poland. So before I forget, I strongly advise that you keep in touch with NAWA and always follow the website and the Facebook. Okay, what can I start with? First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Liliana, and during the work days, I'm the head of the International Relations Office at the University of Lodz. Now, the university is placed in a city called Łódź, or Lodz, for some of you who cannot pronounce this. It's a city an hour and a half away from Warsaw, if you've never experienced that. And it's a university that's one of the biggest in Poland. Now, in my job that I've been doing for soon 10 years, I am familiar with a lot of international students. So I'm very glad that I'm actually talking to you, because I really appreciate working with the international students on a daily basis. Now, if you can just share with me what countries you come from, that would make my speaking to you easier, because it's very difficult, to talk when I don't see you. And this is actually my first time. So, Spain, Ukraine, hello, Bulgaria, Brazil, Mexico, my goodness, Morocco. Wow, okay. So basically, wow, okay, India even. I was in India a month ago. Okay, all right. Thank you guys for sharing. That's really great. Iran, okay, Sri Lanka, awesome. All right, guys, what I'm going to do with you today, or try to do with you, is to share some ideas of how to stay positive, just like on the title of our presentation, how to stay positive in this reality that we are right now. And also, at the end of our presentation, we'll go into some details on how to organize your work when you're alone at home. Maybe I don't have to introduce and say anything about what's happening around us right now, because this is basically quite, visible everywhere. We are bombed with information that sounds very scary to most of us. And I would be lying to you if I told you that, wow, it is nothing to me. This is not true. It affects everyone. And this is just totally normal to feel that there is some sort of situation that might be scary. The thing is that whatever we do in this situation, negative thinking and sort of worrying about what's happening is not going to help us. What will help us is when we try to learn how to see the positive side of yourselves inside you before we sort of notice the outside world. I'm going to share with you some ideas, and to be honest, I think those ideas are just generally very common to a lot of nations, to a lot of people from all over the world. Because people think, or tend to think, that we are actually different. That, someone from Nigeria, from the Netherlands, from Poland, Uzbekistan, is a different person somehow than the other one. And in some respect, yes, it is true, because we have different backgrounds, we have different characters. Some of us are, have different potentials, different talents, and that makes us beautiful, that we are so different. Sometimes we understand the reality differently. Some situation can be very stressful to people in Poland, but might be very light to people in another part of the world, and vice versa. Some people have always their houses open, and whoever comes, they are welcomed. In some countries, there is a certain custom of calling someone before you stop by. So those are the cultural differences that we have, and we need to respect that. Wherever we are in a different country, that's something that we need to consider. Now, those are the differences I've mentioned, but really, are we really so different? Like when you think about it, what do we share? What do we have in common? Anyone? I'm waiting for your responses. Maybe you will give me some insight here so I can lead this conversational monologue later on. Biology, yes, we share biology, we do. Definitely. We are all humans. Thank you. Whoever you are, I can't see that well, but thank you. We are humans. That is true. Humanity. That's another thing we can call. Now, what does it mean to be human? What is it that we are looking for? What is it that we are really aiming at? All of us, actually. There's not a single person that does not want it. We, all of us, we want to be happy. It's that simple. Maybe you disagree with me, and that's okay. I'm just sharing with you my idea and how I see and perceive their life around myself. But definitely we need happiness, love, support from others. That's true. Sometimes help. But those are common things that all of us need to feel safe, to feel happy, to feel loved. Personally, I've never met one person in my life that didn't want that. So we share a lot. Somebody mentioned biology over here. Chemicals, maybe, yeah. A lot of things have been said about the mind, about the DNA, about the brain. And I think to myself that, yeah, our brain, our mind is totally amazing. But looking at the reality outside, looks like it's not enough. We need to turn on one more part of our body to make it really happy for ourselves. We need to connect the mind to the heart. And I know some of you might think, oh, Liliana is getting weird here a little bit. And yeah, and I'll say, okay, maybe I am weird. But yes, to understand ourselves, just like somebody is saying here, we need to have the connection between our mind and our heart. And we need to find this balance in between. And what I'm going to do today is to try to show you that by connecting to your heart, you're actually directing your mind into something that is positive. Now, we need weird. Thank you, Joseph. I know life cannot be too difficult. I mean, too normal. Now, I'm going to tell you also that I'm going to be later on. I'm going to present a PDF file of a guide that our staff of the University of Lodz International Relations Office prepared just today. It's a PDF file that is talking about positive attitude, that is talking about different emotions and how to deal with them. It also talks about how to study at home, gives the clear guidelines how to do that. So I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to show it to you, go through it a little bit later, and also make it possible for you to download from this meeting. Or if it's impossible for some reason, I'm going to give it to NAWA to share with you guys. So don't you worry about the content, because I'm going to make it available to you. Some people can say, okay, positive. How to stay positive? I think the answer is a crazy one a little bit. Well, to be positive, you need to stop being negative. Sounds easy, right? But is it easy? To a lot of people, it is not easy. Some people think that positive is just some ignorant person who doesn't understand the reality. That might be true too, in some cases, but otherwise, I mean, give me a reason why should I be negative today? I know there is a situation going outside. It's not that great for many people. But why should I be negative in my own life? I am in my home. I am safe. Nobody is actually introducing any danger to me directly. I am safe. I have food. I have close people around myself. I can call my mom. I can call my dad. I'm in touch with people I love. And sometimes people I don't necessarily like much, but still connect to, because you need to overcome those sort of feelings. Of course, there is a reality going behind that, and we need to have respect for that. We have to feel compassion. If you are a religious person, you can pray for them, because worrying is not going to help them, but sending them some love, good thoughts, and that's going to be helpful. But to be able to help someone, you need to first be clear on where you are. And where are you now? Are we in fear? Do we feel happiness? And somebody can say, yeah, Liliana is going a little bit too far with this. Is it possible to be positive all the time? No, it's not. There are moments when you feel negative feelings, when you feel negative or bad, inverted commas, of course, feelings, and it's okay. They come and go. Everything changes, guys, everything. There's not a single thing in my life that stayed forever. Age changes. Glasses change quite a bit. My mind also. Opinions do change. A lot of things change. This is how we are. This is the life that we've been facing as human beings. Everything changes. So the good news, this situation will finish as well. When? We don't know that. But a lot of this also depends on how we treat ourselves among that. So I'm inviting you to feel love for yourselves first. Because of course, as human beings, you want to also love and help others. That is just a normal feeling for everyone, I would suspect. But you cannot help anyone if you are not at peace with yourself, inside yourself. So this is the part that really is very important, to stay also positive. How to stay positive? I would suggest to those who read a lot of news and watch television to turn it off. And try to find the positive things in life. Easy. Thank whoever you want. You can thank yourself, your parents, God, for what you have. For the little things. Like, thank you for the fact that I'm talking to those wonderful people that I can't see, which is a little bit weird to me. And what else? Thank you for being actually of service to people. Thank you for being able to, to have a job where I can actually put myself in a position when I can help someone. So this is wonderful. Thank you for having a family. Thank you for all the things during the day that happen. You need to find those things that you thank for, and that all help. But our mind very often likes to hang on the things that are critical, that are dangerous, that are very, very worrying. If we were able to stay happy for a long time with little things, we would be positive most of the time. But a lot of things, actually, a lot of people are like this, and me myself as well. I mean, come on, I'm just a human being. When I hear repeatedly something that's negative, I'm also affected by this. Now, it's it takes much more effort to stop this negativity than to stay in the positive. So wherever a situation happens when you have some sort of tension inside yourself, you need to slow down. You need to slow down and do something to get back to yourself. And the core of yourself is your inside, your heart, where you feel who you are and what you really need at that time. And maybe before we go forward, I would ask you to, if you have any music turned on that's very, very loud, or TV, or any sort of outside noise, if you can turn it off, that would be perfect. And try to close your eyes for a moment with me, which means you cannot write right now, because if you write, that means you are actually not having your eyes closed, which is not the exercise. Give me 2 minutes, okay? No more. There is a technique of slowing your breath. What you need to do is close your eyes and inhale your breath to your stomach. And feel your stomach going up, getting bigger. After that, feel like the stomach is going smaller because you exhale. Do it slowly. Observe the breath, how it goes inside your body. Observe your stomach. And of course, this exercise can go for much longer, but somewhere along this way of your breath coming in and inside and outside, I need you to stop in your heart for a moment and say, hey, my heart, how are you doing today? Maybe I haven't noticed you for a long time, but today is the day I'm going to tell you I love you and I'm here with you. Feel how your heart is doing. And slowly exhale and slowly open your eyes. You can also stretch, do something to relax your body. Some people are laughing, that's great. That's exactly what I need you to do, laugh. Laughing, breathing techniques, smiling, anything that makes you smile is great. I'm totally okay with making a stupid, making myself look stupid. So, it doesn't matter. I want you to be happy. I want you to feel joy. But breathing techniques to release tension and fear, they're quite common and they have to be found everywhere. So I didn't even give you anything specific. It's just like short something, okay? Just to focus on your inside so you know that you have it. Because very often, guys, we live in this reality that bumps us, stimulates us from the outside all the time. We hear this, we hear that, and the noise and people's opinions and something and something and something. And it's like the noise from outside is so loud that sometimes we don't know what we really feel inside. And to stay positive, guys, you need to stay connected to your heart. There's no other way. So that's a very long introduction for you to know. Silence and being and feeling the inside, feeling who you are inside and what emotions you feel inside. So let's go into some emotions. Let me show you the PDF. This is the cover of our guide. It's called Brighter Side of Life, How to Stay Positive. This is just a cover. Yeah, thank you. It is a great design, and I'm really thankful to the promotional center of the University of Lodz for preparing this PDF for us graphically. It's awesome. And also to Marta from our office, who really put a lot of energy into it. Now, that's the title. Notice, my dear, that you don't see any negative word here. See? Brighter side of life, how to stay positive. First lesson. If you want to be positive, use positive words. Try to avoid negative words. If there are people around you who are very negative and you are really wanting to be positive, try to limit the time spent with those people. If you cannot do that because there are different situations, you need to later release this. Or every time somebody says, oh my God, this and this happened, you can say, oh, well, but also this happened, and a positive thing. You need to balance all this, because everything that is actually coming to us from the outside, somehow our body is getting inside. Yeah, transform negative into positive. Yes, it's possible. Is it simple? No, I would be lying to you if I said it's simple. It is not simple, but it does take time. But what doesn't take time? What doesn't take energy? You tell me. What? If you want to be successful in life, you have to put effort into that. True or not? Or maybe you can give me a name of one person who became very, very famous, very wealthy, and I don't know what, just did something, achieved something, who did not do anything. Who was just on a couch watching television, eating chips and drinking tea, of course, nothing else. Do you know one person? I can't see anything that you write, because there are no people like that. If you want to make a change in your life, you need to put effort into that, whatever you want. The thing is, yeah, that's a movie. It doesn't count. It's not real. But thanks. Anyway, you need to focus on the positive side, to stay on the brighter side of life, to really connect to that and make it happen for you every day. So you need to take control of your feelings and of your emotions too. So that's the cover. Let me focus to let me show you from the beginning. Okay, so that's the cover you've seen. Now, but this is the little intro. This guideline that we've made was actually made for the students of the University of Lodz. It has two versions. One is Polish, one is English. We just finished this morning about 1 p.m. We were really speeding because we wanted to have it ready for you guys. But anyways, it's the idea of the center of Academic Center, Support Center, psychologist, and also the ideas of the International Relations Office, of which I am the head. So we thought that, hey, those guys here in Poland, they are just sitting at home or dormitory rooms, wherever, and they are like maybe really stressed about whatever is happening here. And we want to give you a message that, come on, we are all in this together, and we need to do everything possible to stay positive with this. In the picture at the bottom, if you see, this is a picture that was taken this last October, and at our barbecue welcome event that we have every year for 2 groups of international students. Each year we have about, my goodness, like about 700 full degree students coming to study. A big group of that studying in English as well. And then we have about 800 only in October exchange students. So we make sure that everybody has a chance to get welcomed. But anyways, let's move to the things that are going to be presented here. In the guideline, we have the part about emotions and practical tips on how to study at home, and some other help that you can get or students can get if they need it. But anyways, those are the hashtags. Everybody is like really crazy about hashtags right now, and we've introduced a couple of new ones. Of course, they are not new because everybody can use them and they are everywhere. But not only stay at home, which is actually quite popular right now, be safe, which is, yes, we need to be safe. Online learning, because everybody shifted to that. Some people to online teaching, some people to online learning, us online working, remote working. But also we have some parts of be in your heart. So connecting to your heart is also important to us. So this is the part. And this is a very interesting and very important sentence here. It is true that this time might be a huge challenge for all of us, not only you international students, for all of the people. But it can also be the period when we rediscover ourselves and our potential. It all depends on how we use this time. And I wanted to stress this sentence because it's it is the core of actually staying positive in this situation. We need to find a way to make this work for us, to make this situation be actually turning into a positive for us. I'm not going to share with you this part. Some people are feeling like emotions are not necessary or something that they should not show. There are some cultures where, crying for men is not accepted. There are some countries where crying and holding hands of men is quite normal. So, of course, I will not be putting general ideas here, but definitely I wanted to tell you that it is normal that we feel emotions because we are human beings and we have those emotions. But it is not okay to suppress your emotions. You need to actually be aware of them. You need to observe them, but do not pretend like they do not exist. There's nothing to be actually ashamed of, to feel those feelings go through you. The thing is that those feelings will go through you, but they never stay for much. Only if you get attached to that. If you miss someone, yes, you can miss them and you can be missing them every day, 24/7. But it is a bit of your choice, really. Because if you let it go and if you realize that, hey, I'm here in the now, I can miss someone, but is it really helping me to survive, to be in this moment, to find solutions to the situations that are around me that might be not so common, and you need some assistance in that. And remember that everything that's happening right now will pass. It'll just pass one day. We don't know when, but it will finish, it will end, and we'll go back. Some people say to normality, to normal life. But I do think that this situation is going to change all of us. But I have a feeling that actually the changes could be also positive. So, but I'm usually quite positive in my life, so that's why. Next slide, guys. Keep on smiling. What can you do when negative emotions, some strange new emotions come? Of course, you can feel surprised. You can wonder why am I even feeling those emotions? And what can I do to calm them down? This is just a normal reaction of most of the people. And we researched among some of our students about what's happening with them right now, how they are feeling, and what kind of emotions go through them. And what we did, we answered some of those. I might not actually be going through all of them because it's quite a long PDF file. But some people feel like they've been somehow restricted by this by the fact that they have to stay in one room, in one building, and they cannot leave wherever they want. I totally understand that, because when you are an active person, then definitely it's not going to be helpful to you that you're at home. But there are certain things that you can do to really keep your daily routine. Even if you're doing sports, you can shift into doing sports inside the room on your own. Find the exercises that are, that are being possible for you to do, and you can definitely find a way to feel released from this tension that you need to be outside. Some people feel very bored. And I'm always like making this joke that somebody said once that, you know what, there are no bored people. They are bored. I mean, if somebody is bored, that means that they are boring. Sorry for saying this, but I started laughing when I heard that. And to some extent it is true, because, if you are a person that likes active life and a person who is looking for some new solutions, you will always find someone to talk to, some situation to interesting for yourself to learn something new, to develop, to find your own potential. It's just all around us. It depends on us if we want to do that. And in here, some discipline is definitely needed. But there's some advice that we put in here. Try to lead a balanced life. Take part in an online classes. Of course, you are students, and probably some of you here might not be students, which is okay and fine. And I'm saying hello to everyone. But definitely focus on your online classes. Might not be easy always, but definitely do your best. Keep in touch with your family, relatives, and friends by phone or social media. Probably you've been doing this because it's quite easy nowadays, but definitely it's important to be in touch. Watch movies. Yeah, let me stop here for a moment. Watch movies, but what movies? If you are into thrillers, horrors, etc., yeah, I get that. I understand you might be, but is it really that cool right now to watch those? I don't think so. Try to find positive movies that give you energy, that actually make you smile, that make you, think about things in life. But avoid the negative and movies that have a lot of anger in them, because subconsciously somewhere you will have this in you. Then you might have nightmares at night, and you might be wondering, why do I have them? Maybe because of some of the scenes you've seen somewhere. So I would be very careful with what you choose to watch. Read books. Well, I don't know about new people and young people and reading books now. I do hope so. I do hope that some of you not watch, but read books, or at least listen to audiobooks. But that's an option. Tell jokes. Well, nobody is good at nobody is very good. Not everybody is good at telling jokes, but if you can, that's an option also. Take a few deep breaths while standing by the open window. Yeah, if we are locked, it's good to stop for a moment, whatever we are doing, open the window, take deep breath, just like we were talking about. Okay, yeah, somebody's saying learn a new language. Great ideas. Yeah. And Netflix and pierogis. Okay, if you can make them, great. I cannot. I'm really terrible at cooking. Yeah, go to the store only if necessary. Yeah, we know this situation. Yeah, I go out actually maybe like twice a week to do some shopping right now, and it's because I really I do believe that limiting us walking places is like the safest thing to do right now. And perhaps today is, not today, but this situation is also the time for you to start something new, to learn some new activities. Some people are also asking questions about anxiety. And remember, at the beginning, I mentioned this is something that can happen, and it's just normal in this situation. And if it's high anxiety level, I'm not going to tell you, oh, well, breathe, and that's it. But if it is something that is very, something that's strong and it happens every day, then definitely it's a good idea to contact a psychologist. Some of you probably already spoke to a psychologist. Some of you would never want to do that. I know that those people as well. But in our university, we have an academic support center, and the University of Lodz students can always write there, and there are phone numbers they can call. But there's a lot of psychologists giving free advice as well. So do not be afraid to use their help. Also, for those who do not want to do that, there's a lot of guides and some sort of help online on different websites. Whatever you put in your Google and search for it, there will be dozens of answers of different websites, and you just need to find something that speaks to you to use this. But hopefully nobody is in such a high anxiety level right now. We need to also remember that the techniques are always good for you. And wherever you're doing some sort of breathing techniques, it's either you sit up with your back straight, or if you cannot make that happen, then maybe lay down. But there are certain things that you can do to relax your body. Because when your body is in the tension, when you feel the tension in your body, it's very difficult to stop all those feelings from all those emotions going through us. You need to release the tension from your body. You can also jump, you can sing, maybe you can dance, you can cry, you can hit the pillow, whatever works for you. But there are things to release the anxiety, the anger from within. Yeah, well, I get that. I have so much work. Not you have homework and you don't have time for anything else. I have so much work, and the same for me. So I would be lying that I'm relaxing every day for 1 hour. This is not true, but I am trying to find this one moment, like in between tasks, to stop for a moment and close my eyes for a moment and breathe. Maybe put some nice mellow music behind me to sort of relax, stretch my back, move my arms, legs a little bit. I have a balcony, so I go outside and stretch my legs on the balcony, look outside and breathe for a moment. And then I run back to my little home office and deal with other things on the table. So I get that. Some people say, oh, I don't want to fall into a black hole, like a void when we don't know what to do. And we need to keep hope alive. I mean, this is like something that we really need. If we don't do that, we can't be optimistic. Finding positive sides, just like I said at the very beginning, it's very, very, very important. And having a rhythm of a day. You need to have a discipline of starting the day, going through certain sections of the day, and ending. Because the rhythm, the discipline of having the certain tasks done at a certain place makes your life actually, I would say, quieter, more sound and look more normal. And if you put your effort into that, that would definitely help you. Talk to other people, yeah, definitely. Not about negative stuff, of course, positive. Share your feelings, share your emotions. Of course, find someone you trust, someone who would listen. It's not such a common, quality that somebody can listen. Sorry, this is my time to remind me that I have only 20 minutes left. So I think we don't have really time to go too much into a lot of things, but we'll try. Listen to favorite music and dance. keep calm and find balance. Similar things, guys. I mean, almost each question and very similar answers to that. Worrying about the loved ones, yes. Who isn't right now? Everyone is. I have parents who are quite, in older age, and I'm very sometimes stressed about what's going to happen, because what is happening right now is quite dangerous to most of older people. But I keep my spirits high. I call them every day, or text message them, or write on a messenger. But if you can believe it, that my mom is almost 80 and she's using Facebook and Messenger, you would be surprised. This is just amazing that she's doing this. And then definitely do that with your parents. Talking helps. So if you feel some sort of that something is stopping you, that you feel that you need help from within, from someone, definitely talk to people. And on the other hand, if you have a friend who needs you to listen, find this space. And if that person is going too much into repeating the same bad situation, then there's a technique of changing the subject, talking about something positive, to let them go out this feeling. There's a lot of things that you can do, and a lot of advice that you can find in this guideline that we prepared, this guide. Separation is terrible, and a lot of you are very much aware, very very far from your families. And I think by now most of you have already got accustomed with this. But I know how it is. I spent 7 years of my life in California, and for 5 years I could not leave California to see my parents and my friends and my close ones, and was not easy. The first 3 years was really difficult. So I know how you might feel. So that's why it's very important to surround yourself with great friends, great people who can really on whom you can always rely. There would be more things for you to look at, anger and other emotions. We won't go into detail, but you'll get this file. So if you are really interested, you can look at it and learn how not to lose control, like it's possible, right? I mean, come on, how can we have control of everything all the time? No, we can control our emotions, yeah, we can control ourselves when we learn that, but there's some other guidance from somewhere that is keeping us at this beautiful place called Earth. Helpless, I'm nervous, under stress, you'll see that, but similar advice, guys. Oh, this is a good one. People around me get on my nerves, honestly. I'm sure some of you spend time in a dormitory and you have like somebody's writing, Irena, right? Is writing that a roommate is getting on nerves. It happens. When I was here a student, I lived in 3 other people in the same room, 4 of us. Oh, it was very interesting experience. Somehow we managed. This is some advice for you, Irena, and for some others. I'm not going to go into detail, but it's not easy, but you can do it. I'm with you there, okay? And sometimes just being very honest with the person with whom you live, somebody just showing how you feel, because what makes tension between people is something that we call the lack of communication. So finding a way to communicate with the person. Yes, some people do not want to listen. That is true, and it's very difficult to find a solution for those. But you can try. And what I found out, it works on a lot of people, is when you talk not about how the person behaved, but how you feel in this situation. So, for example, say, listen, when I hear all this loud music, when I'm studying, it really is making it more difficult for me to focus, and I feel nervous and I feel tension, and even anger comes to me when I see you do that. Could you please be so kind and stop this music, or put your headphones on when I work, etc., etc. So try. I mean, come on. We are here, positive people, so we need to do our best to make someone aware that something might not be okay for us. You just take responsibility for finding a way to tell them that. It's not easy, but it can happen. Yeah, somebody who needs help calls us. Yes, definitely. Listen to the person when they need help. Don't interrupt. Just say something. It's good to hear. It's important. We can say, well, you are an important person to me. We love you. Be supportive. Some people say, oh, well, how do I do that? How could I put myself and take myself out of a critical situation? Like, let's say I have a day when I feel depressed and I don't want to do anything. I don't want to even get out of my bed. What do I do to actually have that change? And I'll give you a simplest solution that's not in this guideline. The solution is to find someone who needs help. Someone that you can actually talk to. Someone whom you can do something for. Someone who you can do some service. When you find someone who is more needed than you are, in whatever it is, and you call them, do something for them, you will automatically change your mind into another person and that person's needs. And when you do that, your own ideas of what is very depressing for you changes, because you took yourself outside from your pain and you actually see some other human being with their problems, and you are willing to help them to help them find a solution for the situation, and you change your attention from yourself and the bad thoughts inside to somebody else. It always helps. This is just keeping distance from your own emotions where we get stuck in them. It happens to everyone. So you can do that. Definitely believe it. This is my favorite slide. And people from my office say, oh yeah, this is so much Liliana, this slide. And they say, yeah, let's erase this slide. This is too much. This is just like, how can we be talking about her heart? Of course, I will be talking about the heart, because heart is like the great part of us and one of the most important ones. I know, guys, it's 13 minutes left, but home is where the heart is. Where is your heart? Right here. So it's home. So if you try to be in your heart, stay in your heart, it'll be easier for you to accept whatever is happening outside and inside of you. So I always advise to be in your heart. Okay, guys, this learning from distance is really easy. First, so we are changing the subject to the second ones. Yeah, drinks and snacks, definitely. Plan your workday in advance. Okay? So basically, each day you prepare like a little plan for yourself. Good organization is the key. Make a list of tasks you need to do daily. Estimate how much time you need for everything. Okay? And if you live with someone, try to also look at how they are scheduling their time and see if you can find a common sort of understanding. Set the rules for your roommates, for your loved ones, like, oh, come on, dear whoever, for the next hour I'm going to be busy, please, do not interrupt me. And it's good to consult always with the people with whom you live of what you are planning to do, so they don't feel left out, or they don't come to you and say, hey, this and that, and you're like, oh, I'm busy right now. Like, oh, my partner, do not come in here, I'm doing a webinar. Of course, everybody knows that I'm doing in my home, everybody knows I'm doing a webinar, so they don't come inside the room. How to study online, practical tips on how to study from home. Prepare your workplace. It is important that you have little space for your studies, okay? But it is also important that you make sure that you behave like this is a normal life. So get up, bath, whatever you choose, dress up, make yourself look as if you were exiting the room, even if you don't. So act as much normally as possible. I mean, this is needed for you, for your feeling that you're actually you're getting to do something. Dress comfortably, yes, but properly. Manage your working space. So you need to turn off, something that disturbs you, unless it helps you, of course, some music. But prepare yourself as if you were in the class. This is like the healthiest and best thing to do. Now, study in an allotted time. So basically you have some schedule and you try to keep with this. You might be having classes online with your professors or homework to do. You need to find some sort of discipline and some rhythm to do that. And I'm definitely sure that a lot of you already found some. But this is for people who have been looking for some guidance how to do that. Also, changing the place of your work is a good idea. Let's say one day you sit at the desk, the other way you say, I don't know, like right now I'm actually sitting on the floor, and I'm okay with that. So today I worked from the floor. That's what I've decided, and it's been interesting. Tomorrow I'm shifting to the desk, back to my desk. Sometimes I use even the bed, when I have lesser tasks and more things to watch and sort of decide upon without writing. Sometimes I sit in another room. It helps to change the environment from time to time. And definitely focus on the tasks to do, but if you cannot finish everything as you have scheduled, then do not blame yourself for that, okay? Yeah, if you are sleepy, yeah, that is true. Well, maybe if you are sleeping, you should, sleepy, maybe you should use some open, I don't know, window, some exercise to put the sleep away, or sleep at night, actually, not watch television or some other things. Yeah. What else? And please remember that we are all in this situation, that not only students, but professors and people at different offices and other people who work remotely. It's not an easy task, but definitely it is a chance to learn something new. And as I was mentioning before, keep your spirits high, and you can always use the resources online. And on those resources, you can find a lot of things that are closer to your heart. Because what I'm saying today, what I'm sharing with you is, of course, this is something that works for me, and this is something that I feel comfortable with. But it's not like I'm saying, well, you have to do that. I mean, all of you, each of you need to find your own idea of how to deal with this. And those are just simple ideas and points how they can help you to do that start. But everybody can have a totally different path of how to do it. Anything that works for you is good. It's just keep in mind that good intentions and being open and helpful to others and not harming everyone or anyone, this is actually the key. If you're doing this totally in agreement with your heart and with, your good intentions, that everything is acceptable. This is a slide or a part when we talk about the University of Lodz promotion. Like if there are any students from the University of Lodz, you probably know the facebook.com/Polish University website that we've been also doing from our office. So we try to keep in touch with our students, and they probably can't even handle us anymore because we keep sending messages, different ones at this time. But the situation forces us. Okay, this is for our Łódź students, which is the information about medical stuff. This is also from our Łódź students, the support system, center. But also, there are some foundation that also helps people. So this is like a free psychological help outside UL. If you need it, you can try it there. Maybe it'll work for you. And that's the last slide. And this is, again, the same picture that we had in the morning. And right now, we're just hoping that at some point we're going to meet like that, live, not secluded in our homes. And I'm sure we will, sooner or later. But we still have 5 minutes. Oh my goodness, what are we going to be doing with this? Maybe any questions? I'll take 2 questions. Just don't make them too weird on me, okay? How do we get it? You'll get it, okay? I will download it for you. And if it doesn't appear on the chat here, then the assisting guys from NAWA, and they are really sweet guys, they will make it happen that either it's going to be sent to you or it's going to be given on NAWA. You're welcome, you're welcome. No more questions? Oh, come on. I'm just always joking. I can tell you like, for example, what interesting stuff about me. Great job, yeah. You know, guys, this is the first time I've done a webinar. This is totally new. And to be honest, I was so stressed you can't even imagine, because I was doing office work all day long. And all of a sudden I had to come to a stop. And now I'm going to talk to students. Where are you? No, I was not a student in California, no. No, I went there just right after my studies, because guess what? I didn't know what to do in my life. Now I know. More meditation techniques. Probably I could, but we have only 3 minutes left, and I'm not sure that NAWA webinar is the place to do that. But maybe at some point we can do that via email techniques. I've never tried that, but Maria, you can find the meditation techniques everywhere on Google. Honestly, like just write meditation, breathing techniques, chill out music. You'll see a lot. Just be careful, because a lot of crazy stuff is going up there as well. But you need to feel in your heart that if it works for you, then use it. It's a tool. Remember, it's a tool. It's not, well, the only thing that's possible. It's a tool. Either you like this tool and it's good for you, or you don't use it, okay? May I ask why you came to Poland? Okay, I'll tell you the story. That's the last one, the longer one. I was in the 6th year of my staying in California, beautiful place, by the ocean, close to the mountains. I was having a non-profit job and another job to earn money. I was having a lot of free time, but every time I was at home, I was on the computer talking to friends and family in Poland. And one day my friend, an American guy, came, knocked on the door and said, "Hey, Liliana, let's go for a walk to the ocean." And I said, no, wait, a moment. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm talking to people in Poland." He looked at me and he said, "You know what? Your body is here, but your heart is in Poland." And from that moment, I started thinking that I think he's right. And why should I keep my body in California when my heart is in Poland? So basically I said, yeah, why not? I'm going back. I packed everything, said goodbye to everyone, spent last year together with best friends, closed everything and just went back to Poland. Am I happy in Poland? Of course. This is the place, and it's not about the country. It's also about the people, of course, but it's about the sense of belonging. This is also the sense of finding myself more, because I'm more happy with myself. When I'm happy with myself, I'm happy wherever I am. If I were happy with myself in California, probably I wouldn't come back. But now I'm more happy with myself. Are you Polish? You kidding me? Oh, oczywiście, że jestem z Polski. No co ty? Of course. I was born in Poland, in the north of Poland, and maybe age. Somebody wants to ask me how old I am. Maybe that's not for today. Maybe if we... Oh, thank you. It's not perfect. It's good. Ile ma lat? Yeah, well, let me guess. In a month, in 2 months, in 3 months, I'm going to be 47. So I could be a mother, not a grandmother yet. Okay, guys. we are going to be, slowly finishing this. 100 lat, not today, it's on the 4th of July, not today. But before we finish, let me remind you that we are actually taking part in a webinar organized by NAWA. And probably some of you are, scholarship holders of NAWA, and it's a great institution that helps a lot with Polish internationalization and with the students. And please, stay in touch with the Ready Study Go Poland Facebook and look what the people are doing there, because it's really interesting and very positive as well. And also the website go-poland.pl. It's quite good to also follow what they are doing there. If you are bored, you can always come to our website on facebook.com/Polish University. That's the University of Lodz, and that's also our people who created the guide. So if for some reason you don't get this guide, you can always visit the Facebook later on and you'll get the links from there as well. And guys, you are saying thank you to me, but honestly, I'm thanking you. I thank you for your time, for being here with me, for listening to whatever came from me or through me. And I do hope that you stay positive and that you understand that you are beautiful young people, human beings, and you are full of wonderful talents and potentials that are just waiting to uncover. So use this time to find this in yourself, in your heart. Yeah, thank you everyone for being with me, and have a beautiful, beautiful evening, I guess. Yeah. All right. Bye-bye. Take care.